What is cracking? Welcome back to the I Don't Know Bro podcast, the only podcast on the internet that asks the question, who there?
Who there? Hold up. Who there?
Man, what's going on? All right,
Much. So before we get started, I feel like we have to take a moment and talk about some tragic incidents that have happened today.
Oh no, I'm playing happy music for this.
We need some positive in our life. So we've lost 9 people in a helicopter crash. Condolences to all 9 families, the Bryans, all of them. Condolences. And to the soldiers, we lost a lot of soldiers today too. So definitely condolences to those families as well.
I'm real sad about that.
Yeah.
I also didn't know that this is how we were beginning this.
We have to take a moment. We have to.
That's true.
You know.
Moment of silence?
Moment of silence. And we're back. What's going on? It's been a busy day. Oh my God.
You know what I realized is we didn't even introduce ourselves on the first podcast.
No, we didn't.
My name is Hunter Kanady.
I'm Zarek Baldwin.
Heck yeah. We're the 2 hosts of the show. We're joined today by a coworker and friend, Mr. Jacob Frausto.
What it
What's
do?
cracking?
What
What's
it
good,
do?
Live
your boy? Call me Frost.
Mr. Frost.
Call me Frost. Thank you
Frausto.
very much.
Frost the boss?
Yes, sir. What's good?
So, Mr. Frost, it definitely hit him today. I mean, we know, if you know Mr. Frost, you do know that he is a huge Lakers Kobe fan. I mean, his phone is yellow because of the Lakers.
Come on.
Is that for real?
It's for real.
I didn't know that that's why it was yellow.
Yeah, that's why
Yes,
it's yellow.
sir.
That's
Yes,
an interesting
sir.
and disgusting choice. I'm sorry.
Okay.
But
Yellow is a trigger color for me. I just don't appreciate it very much.
Yellow
Why
was,
am I here? Hold on.
Yellow was, once my favorite color. It probably my most second favorite color.
I'm sorry.
Like, without a doubt. That's definitely.
Yellow.
Yeah, I don't know why. I'm just.
They were all yellow. Why am I nervous right now? Like, I haven't had to do this in front of people yet.
I don't know.
Like, you're the first guest that we've had on the show.
And you're nervous?
A little bit.
Why are you nervous?
I don't know.
Just
It's
be
just weird because
yourself.
I don't do this in front of people unless I'm like on a stage somewhere.
think
But it's
you-
still not even like public speaking. It's more playing music. So it's.
I think you're nervous because you cut the mohawk, bro. You need to take it back.
I think I just want you to be yourself.
Been doing that since '91. For some reason, still nervous.
I ain't never changed.
Heck yeah. Well, other than the tragic events of today, how's everyone's week going?
Week's going great.
Pretty good. Pretty good. Can't complain. Got a job. Got a car. Got an apartment. Amen.
A nice
Amen.
lady. Amen.
Oh, man.
Oh, you forgot.
Oh, yeah.
She
Oh,
gonna listen to
man.
this. and she gonna be
Oh, if
pissed.
she is, yeah,
That's
yeah. Soon to be Miss Frosto.
Shut
oh
up.
my God.
Are y'all engaged?
Nah, not yet.
Oh,
but
don't play with me like that. I almost
soon to
crap
be.
my pants.
Once she listens to this, that's the engagement. You do realize
Oh.
that, right?
Oh, are you proposing on the podcast?
More pressure on your boy. Why did I do that to myself?
Yeah.
I don't know, but what an honor.
Yeah, because now she's gonna expect. Now she's like, oh no, we're engaged. It's official now.
Oh, I
you
can't
put it on
wait.
the air.
I'm sending this directly to her.
Yeah, you're
I'm
on.
gonna-
You're on Google, Apple,
Hey, let's do it.
Spotify now.
I ain't scared. I know I'm in love with her.
Oh, he
You
poked
know?
his chest out.
Aw, gross.
He poked his chest out. He said it with his chest.
That's hot. Anyway, so
You say some uncomfortable things.
I do. It's
I'm
just,
very comfortable.
Oh yeah. No. It's usually just a goal of mine to hashtag make it weirder.
Make it weirder.
Yeah.
That is definitely gonna go on.
Except for when people are touching me, I can't stand it.
That is the funniest thing ever. I make it a point in my day to touch Hunter at least 10 times.
I almost came out my skin today. I'm not even gonna lie.
He gets so mad when people touch him. It's hilarious, bro. It's the funniest
So
thing.
glad we said this on a public podcast. That way people can do
Like,
it more.
People are gonna see you walking in the mall and just walk up.
Oh
and
my
touch
God,
you.
it's Hunter! I'm gonna touch him.
I'm gonna touch him.
Please don't.
But so today.
I'm sorry. Could you put your phone away? Are we boring you?
No, sorry.
Yeah, I just want everybody to know Frausto's on his phone right now.
Hey, you were saying today what?
I don't know. It's just been. I mean, it's been a bright, sunny, beautiful day.
You know, it's crazy. Yesterday it was really, really cold. And then today, like, it was a perfect day to go fishing. I wish I knew some fishermen in my life.
Me too.
Ooh.
There's a lot
Shots
of
fired?
There's a lot of like people that say they can hang in fishing, but then like when it comes to fishing, they're like, man, you know what? I'm ready to go. I got stuff I got to do in the morning. Or they take their little brother who they already know has school the next day, and they're like, you know what? I got to get him in bed for school. And I'm like, oh, okay, convenient.
But said little brother can stay out with us till 3 a.m. bowling. Or
Yeah, that's a thing. That's a thing.
on the school.
Yeah, that's a thing. And then going to IHOP and getting served by the reject from Maroon 5.
Oh no,
Dude, he definitely looks like. And we every
it
time
kind of be like that. But
yeah, and we every time we go, like it's literally we get the same guy who destroys our orders, doesn't know the menu, and I think last time he was late getting to our table because the
he
manager
just showed up to work.
He had just showed up to work, and the manager was like, "He'll be here. I'm making."
Yeah,
him
he's
tuck
tucking his shirt in.
Yeah, like she was making him
Tucking his shirt in with one hand, has a cigarette in the other hand.
Oh man,
I'm like,
I
come
hope he
on, bro.
watched. You know
Hey,
what?
tell everyone why he didn't get a tip that night. Because you didn't tip him.
No, I didn't tip him.
Tell everyone why you didn't tip him.
I didn't
just
tip him.
calling you out. Man. Tell everybody what a piece of crap you are.
Heartless, I tell you.
No, bro, because we made a gay joke. We made one gay joke.
And he thought it was so serious.
And he thought it was so serious. And so I was like, you know what? I'm not tipping this guy. Like, at all.
And when we say we made a gay joke, it was that 2 of us were gay, not making a derogatory gay joke at him.
Yeah, basically he asked how the checks were going to be split. I said it's going to be me and my little brother, and then them 2 are together. And we all laughed. But
I
then
think you said it's their first date or something, right?
Yeah, Jacob says it's their first date.
And then when we got the check, he really put them 2 together. And Zach wasn't too happy about that.
At all. I was like, no, I'm not tipping this guy. And he separated these tickets. Sucker.
Yeah, man, don't be bad at your job. It's not that hard. I was a server for several years, and it's not difficult, especially when you're working a restaurant that has how many, like 2 people in it every other hour, like in the middle of the night in our podunk town.
You have nothing to do but study that recipe.
He's been working there for years. Like, there's no reason to not know your menu.
It's hilarious, man.
I'll get real fat boy about it. We better change this.
Get all
know the menu.
Get all upset about it. It's hilarious. So Frausto, man, we got you on here. So what are some of the things that push Frausto to be Frausto?
Dang, that's a wide open question there.
What is Frausto?
Frausto's my last name.
No, I mean like what creates Frausto?
Cold temperatures.
Wow.
Not fishing.
Come on.
Have you bought your own tackle box yet?
So the question was?
Oh, one day I'm like, hey, bro, you got a tackle box? He was like, yeah, I got a tackle box, man. And then his brother pulls up to get his tackle box out of Frausto's car. And I'm like, I thought you had a tackle. Well, it's me and my brother share a tackle box.
Kind of one of those things where, it's our tackle box. We just keep it in my house.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Well, now it's at my brother's house, so it's really not mine.
Oh, he got custody.
So have you, like, purchased anything in that tackle box?
Not as of late, but and actually never. So I guess nothing in that tackle box is mine.
Oh man, that's hilarious. I let Frausto borrow some fishing poles. I had to borrow them back. I'm pretty sure he's expecting those back.
Just to tell you, okay, so Zarek isn't completely heartless. On my birthday, he actually bought your boy his own fishing pole.
Yes, which we got to restring, by the way.
Yeah,
have you even taken the plastic off of it?
It's like a trophy to me. Like, I never expected anything like that from you.
Especially the way you presented it to him, like a knight, like, hello, queen, here's my sword.
Here's my
on
sword.
one knee.
For real. Both hands raised up.
I felt so special that day. And then
Bro,
after that, it was just all gone.
Yeah,
it was a beautiful moment. It was a beautiful moment. That's your water.
That's mine.
So
And don't get each other's cuties.
Are you asking what are some big important stuff in my life?
right?
All right.
Right.
Okay.
You want to just do me a favor and conduct your own interview real quick?
I just wanted to get back to the question, at
Oh.
hand.
That was me applauding you, not coming at you.
First and foremost, of course, Jesus.
Jesus.
We like that guy.
My Lord and Savior.
Mm-hmm.
Second, family. I'm huge on family. And then third would have to be Miss Sam Frausto.
Ooh.
Oh, that's the first time I've heard her name.
Frausto.
Sam.
Dude, you keep saying that. Is she?
Bro, it's over. You realize once she
Does
hears
she
this,
know?
it's over, right?
It's crazy. Number 3 on my list used to be basketball. But after today, y'all don't understand how big of a Kobe fan I was.
No, we understand.
Now you hate the Lakers.
I don't hate the Lakers, but Sam and basketball and Kobe were tied for third.
Dang.
But then today, I lost someone who was huge as far as why I played basketball, and so basketball took a 4th place to Sam.
So are you never touching a basketball again?
I'll always play basketball.
You'll always play basketball. Are you still gonna
Yeah,
yell
in honor.
Kobe?
Represent.
okay? So I told Sam. We were thinking about kids' names. We're
Yes.
deep like that.
Oh
Well, there's
my
definitely
God.
going to be a
So,
little Kobe coming around.
Bro, I told her that I was naming my son Jacoby Bryant Frausto. And she hasn't said no yet.
She
So
hasn't
there's
said no.
still
So,
now.
She's like, joke's on him. He still thinks we're getting married.
After today, it's set in stone.
After today, there's no way she can tell me no to that.
Dang,
If she
bro.
does, then maybe we aren't meant to. No, never mind. Just kidding.
You'll have to play the podcast.
He's like, I'm getting my Jacoby Bryant.
Yeah, I have to. She has to give me that.
Yeah, you'll have to play the podcast for her after the marriage because I feel like anytime you start
she's good.
talking about it too soon, they can be like, oh, well, is anybody else's feet kind of cold?
He's gonna be like, he's gonna be like, nah, she's gonna be sleeping when the paperwork come anyway. So
Chloroform, hell of a drug.
yeah,
Oh, man.
that's
That took a weird turn.
man. So
Hashtag make it weirder.
yeah, why not? Oh man, so
I got this. It's fine. So,
man.
one of the things that we kind of touched on the first episode, is that I think somebody's here.
hold on. Yeah, let's send the black guy to check.
Yeah.
He died first anyway.
Oh my God. Anyway, so he's totally gonna interrupt it, but it's fine.
It's all good. Let it happen.
One of the things we touched on the first podcast is we want to have some serious conversations, talk about some real stuff, not just inappropriate butthole jokes that your boy brings to the table.
Oh, man.
So that's why. What's up, man?
In the house is Jaden Frausto, my little brother.
Frausto Jr.
Frausto Jr.
You can sit in the sink. I'm just kidding. There's maybe a chair out there you can bring up. But yeah, we want to talk about some real stuff here on the podcast and discuss some things that are important to us. I don't know how many people are aware, but I have a pretty deep history in ministry and spirituality and stuff like that. And I feel like my boy here has a pretty cool story to tell about where he came from and why he is the way he is today. And maybe share a little bit of his testimony and what brought him out of the situation he was in. So, Mr. Jacob, if you want to take the floor, my guy, it's all you.
It's crazy, right? So, across the street from where we're at right now is where my parents live. And I was actually just going over, my past life with my parents and, where I'm at now and how much happier I am and how less of a struggle it is to say no to certain things. So just to give you a little background of me, grew up in the church, Pentecostal church, and it's very disciplined, very strict. So when I turned 18, I moved to San Angelo, wanted nothing to do with church. I was just literally we went to church Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays every week. So for me, once I finally was able to not go, I took full advantage of that. And I became a monster.
A monster.
A monster. That I didn't really have like in high school I wasn't a big partier. I didn't have sex with a bunch of women. Like I didn't do drugs. Even till this day, like I've never done any drugs. I've never smoked, done coke, none of that stuff. But my story is that when I went to San Angelo, I got stuck in partying, going to bars, getting drunk, having sex with a lot of girls, and so.
Like a lot.
Bro, so when I think about my past, like I was addicted to sex, porn, and masturbation. I'm gonna just put it out there. That's my story. That's what it is.
All right.
I love it. I love that part of myself because it is, like you said, it is who I am now. Like
right.
It definitely made you who you are.
Totally different.
Totally.
So yeah, like I just didn't want anything to do with God. I was engaged to a woman who openly told me multiple times that she was atheist, and I prayed on it and was like, okay, God, like there's no way that she cannot think that you're real. Like I know you're real. And at this point, like I wasn't even saved yet. I was just like, somehow I got to get her to understand that you're going to be a part of my life.
Right.
One night we were just laying in bed, and this is when I knew she wasn't for me. She said, so when we grow up and we get married and we have kids, do you want our kids to be raised in church? And I said, well, of course. And she said, well, I don't. So I was like, dang. So she went to sleep.
Sounds like see you later time.
Yeah, she went to sleep. I stayed up because, that was a hard hit for me. I texted my older brother. Shout out to Jay Frost, Restoring Images. What's up?
I went to school with that guy.
And so I texted him in the middle of the night and I said, I really need you to pray for me. I need to know if this girl is really for me. And I will never forget his response. His response was,
Her feet stink.
He said, I think that God's already answered that for you. And he had no idea about the conversation that we had just had. He just said, I think God's already answered that for you. And so we broke up. I moved back to Kerrville. And of course, being raised in church, my older brother had already had his relationship with God for years. So we started going to church 2 years ago, December 31st of 2017. Let's go back to October. October of 2017, I was in church. They had an altar call, and they asked, who wants to give their life to God. And the first thing that came to my head was, if you go up there, you're not going to have sex with any more girls. You're not going to watch porn. You're not going to masturbate. So I was like, you're right. I'm not ready to give that up yet. I'm not going up there. And so a couple months later, December 31st, like I said, like I told myself I was not going to go into another year without a true wholehearted relationship with God. And so I remember my older brother, Josh, they did the altar call, and he kneeled next to me and started praying. I already knew what he was praying for. He was praying for my salvation. So I tapped him on the shoulder and I was like, I'm ready. Let's go. And that was where it started for me. 2 years later, now I have a girlfriend who had actually been saved about 1 year longer than I have. And I think that's our glue, is knowing that God's in the middle of our relationship, and that all of our issues and our positives and our negatives are all because of God. Like the arguments, we show forgiveness and we show grace and all of that. And I think that's why I cherish our relationship so much.
Nice. Isn't there like a huge maturity level between y'all because she's older than you?
So you're just going to put it out there like that?
So I just remember that being a topic of conversation.
She is 33. I'm 30. She is 3 years older than me. She's going to be 34 in June the 30th.
Gross.
30th.
No, we already covered this on the first episode. We date older women because they have money and they know things.
Yeah. Yeah. Love older women. Shout out.
So this is
shout out to old women everywhere.
Bro, this is the crazy thing. Like I remember telling, like I had already been saved for about a year, probably a year and a half, and I remember telling my dad, I was like, man, like I always, there's that verse Matthew 6:33, seek God seek God and His kingdom, and everything else will fall into its place.
Right.
And so I remember telling my dad, I was like, man, like I've been serving God for like a year now. Like, where's my wife? Like I've been praying for this forever, like, and nothing's happening. And so, like, yeah, like that verse definitely stood out to me now that like I do have, like he placed her in my life and she already had her relationship with God. And so like it makes it so much easier for me.
To be equally yoked.
Man,
That's
say it again.
Equally yoked. So I like it when you whisper more.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Whisper about
that's
Christ in my ear.
That is real deep. They say a family that prays together stays together.
Say it again.
I said.
I'm just trying to help you.
I'm trying to help you.
Bro, you.
I said.
Yeah, that was the first thing we covered.
What
So just so y'all know, my little brother is like I raised him a huge Kobe fan. Like,
Yeah.
he grew up knew nothing else but Kobe, and so he was actually the first one to text me and let me know about the sad news. And just now he was like, "Have y'all even took the time to talk about Kobe yet?" And I let him know that was the first thing that we did.
But you know, Kobe didn't have bangs though.
Ooh, cut him off.
Oh man.
You know, but that's beside the point. Anyway,
Gotta educate.
but I don't remember what I was finna say. Oh, well, that's the beautiful thing of a podcast.
Yeah, you can talk about anything.
Anything, bro.
Talk about
No,
anything.
okay, so yeah, that's really awesome that you now have found this relationship, and very obviously, or at least for me, I feel like it's super important to have similar ideals, similar beliefs, that kind of thing. Otherwise, you're gonna constantly be growing up in conflict, whether that be in a relationship or, you know, friendship or otherwise. Like, you have to be on the same page.
Straight up.
But as somebody, I feel like I'm asking this because inside I'm still 17. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't feel 30 AF, but here we are.
You're 30, bro?
Almost.
Okay.
But still, like, even now, for people our age, it feels like the number of people that have our same beliefs, like, just are harder to come by. Especially, like, finding them out in public, you know?
Yeah.
That's why they say church is so important. So you put yourself in the same environment with each other and, like, have kind of like a feast together on the word and on ministry and stuff.
Feel that.
But what do you think is like the hardest part about being a Christian or being in church at our age in this day and time?
I think for me, it's discipline.
That's a big word,
bro. Like but the cool thing about it is, you know, before you start your journey and you start your walk with God, you don't really have those convictions. Like, you have the convictions, but you don't really listen to them. Like, you just kind of like, oh well, like, it doesn't matter. Like, I'll pray about it later. Like, it's just no big deal. But then, like, when you start and you have like that Holy Spirit always following you around, like, hey, like, you know, you're not supposed to be doing that, and
get those little pokes and nudges in the back of your mind.
Like, you literally have like that bad angel on one shoulder and then the good angel on the other shoulder. Like, that'll never stop. Like, even when you have your relationship with God, that'll never stop. But
I feel like it gets more at that point.
Yeah, bro. Like, when you switch teams and go to Team Jesus, man, them attacks, bro. Like,
they get real.
People think that, like, when you give your life to God, that they just stop and it's just sunshine and flowers. Like, it's not that. It's just understanding that, like, when you go through storms and you find God and you find your peace and all of that, like, yeah, then you got it figured out, man.
Yeah, there's a lot more good that outweighs the bad, I feel. Especially like the peace and knowing where your soul lies is, you know, that can, for a lot of people, myself included, can get you through the bull crap.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
God knows there's some stuff that I don't know if I'll ever talk about on the podcast that I've been through. I mean, maybe eventually, but I know that if I didn't have, you know, that thought always in the back of my head that no matter what God's got me, there's no way that I would have made it through.
Right.
No way at all.
True.
I mean, my mom was, I don't even know how far along she was pregnant with me. But she used to tell me the story growing up that one night she was laying in bed and all of a sudden like this presence comes over her that's very dark and heavy, and she couldn't move, she couldn't breathe hardly, and couldn't talk. And then she said that she heard this voice telling her, if you give me your son, I'm going to leave you alone.
Bro.
And she was just fresh enough in church. Her and my dad had started going to church, and she knew that that was a freaking lie.
Mm-hmm.
So she just started kind of repeating Jesus over and over and over in her head, and finally she was able to say it audibly. And then as soon as that happened, she felt the presence leave.
Yeah.
Because it heard the name,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's
Power in the name of Jesus. Say it again. No, I'm for real. Say it again, bro.
I believe we said at the same time, do we want to do a duet?
Again.
There's power in that name. You know what I mean?
And you gonna preach?
You left me hang. Yeah. Nah. Nah.
I was trying to help you. I don't think somebody knows how podcasts work.
Right. I don't think so. He's still learning.
That's all right. We'll teach you. Wow, and he's still going. All right. So yeah,
But
I mean,
I love that.
My mom I grew up hearing that story, and then just some other things that I experienced growing up that
It's like Rumpelstiltskin.
I don't know about that.
Me either.
You know, come on, everybody know the story of Rumpelstiltskin.
I want to hear Hunter's story.
But
Well, you know.
It's about the same as Rumple. Rumple was trying to take my boy Hunter, bro. I gotta let you know.
Well, you know what? You're not wrong. I think I vaguely remember that story, but I
Yeah.
feel like you're kind of on track here.
Yeah, I'm telling you, he wanted my boy Hunter.
Yeah, but I mean, and that's the thing is I grew up in church, and I knew, like, I've always known that, and even still, there was times where I kind of went off of that track,
Yeah.
and like I should be dead, truthfully. Like
Right.
if I was under attack from, before I was even born, like there's no reason for me to be here other than that there's a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason why people, we've all crossed each other's paths, because I feel like there's something great happening here with me and Zarek. We're making this podcast, going to talk about some real stuff, get some cool people on here. But I mean, I've come into this new job where I've met new friends that I hope to keep with me for freaking ever.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, this might be a little too cheesy, but like,
oh, man.
I might have some of these dudes in my wedding. You know what I mean? Like,
Hey, come on.
that's cool, right? But even like in the last couple of years, some of the things that I've gone through, it was a huge learning experience for me. There was a lot that I was going through to teach me and to grow me.
Yeah.
But it got to me. It really did get to me, and I
Right.
wanted to. Not that I was in a place like I was when I was in like middle school where I wanted to kill myself. It was just like I was in a dark place. I was not myself. I was angry all the time. But then I remember this conversation that my aunt and I had one day, just about like any situation that you're going through. I'm going to come back to the word discipline.
Yeah.
Discipline doesn't always mean bad things are happening to you because bad things are supposed to, or somebody's making them happen to you.
Yeah.
You experience things depending on whether you're out of that protection of Christ, or if you're walking astray, then you're gonna leave yourself vulnerable to more of that crap. But my aunt and I had this conversation about like every situation. If you know that, if you look at it from a perspective of education and discipline, it's the question that you need to be asking yourself is, what do I need to learn here?
Yeah.
Like, what is the goal? And God, can you help me learn that before, it's too late?
Mm-hmm. I feel you.
Don't let it let me learn it quicker than than I would on my own.
Right. Listening to y'all, like, it reminds me, because I grew up Pentecostal holiness. And, my pastor used to say something that's real deep, and it really stands out for the lifestyles that we have lived. Like, we all grew up in the church. But he used to say sometimes it takes a little bit of the world to get you back in here.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Sometimes you have to go see what this world is about. Realize how dark this world can get before you actually realize what this light does for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Grass ain't always greener on the other side.
It ain't. It ain't. Sometimes it look green and you get over there and it's turf. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's be real.
It's particularly hard to eat if you're a horse.
Right. Right. And then you start to realize, because we all grew up in the church, and then we all still chose to step out into this world, which means it really never stuck with us as growing up.
Yeah.
And then the Bible tells you that a prophet will not be heard in his own house. You see what I'm saying? So we wasn't listening when they was telling us. But y'all ain't.
You better get it.
Y'all gonna get me started in here, boy.
I wish you would.
Why'd you take your shirt off?
Oh my god.
My shirt did not come off, people.
Yeah, that's what everybody else would say too.
Goodness, bro. That's
But
hilarious.
yeah, it's deep, because as kids and everything.
Bro, nipples on point though.
Stop it. We don't listen. You know what I mean? We don't listen as kids until it hits us. How many times I worked in the prison for so long, for about 6 years, and I was able to conversate and talk to so many different people, whether it was on federal side or state side, and the stories, and literally not one of them didn't revert back to, I wish I would have listened as a child, or you know, or man, if I knew then what I knew now. And it's like there was someone telling you, but you chose not to know. You know what I mean? And
Or
now,
to ignore it.
yeah, and now you're here. I remember this kid came in. He was 21 years old, bro, and they sentenced him to a 20-year sentence. And he came back bragging about it, talking about how 20 years ain't nothing, blase, blase. I said, bro, do you realize how old you're going to be in 20 years from now? You're going to be 41. You don't know 100% that your mama's still going to be here in 20 years.
Yeah.
Big facts.
You know what I'm saying? You're not going to be able to go chill on your mama's porch in 20 years. Your boys ain't going to be there for you in 20 years. Your boys going to be grown. If they still alive, if they ain't in here with you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they going to learn a whole different aspect of life out there on the inside, on the outside, than you're going to learn in here. In 20 years, you're going to have to get out and try to find a job, and you ain't even going to be able to work a smartphone.
Ooh.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember I had an inmate ask me, he was getting ready to get out. He was like, hey, Baldwin, hey, man, what's it like out there? I want to say this was 2012 when he asked me this.
How old was it?
2012.
No. How old was the
I don't
person?
remember how old he was, but he had
I mean,
been,
on a scale of younger to older. Like, where do
can
you...
I tell my story?
I want to know.
I don't know. He was what? I don't know. But he had been locked up since 91.
Oh, okay.
That's the
so
issue.
he older.
See,
yeah.
so you would have known this if you would just let me talk. But see, that's reverting back to the kids. But see, that's a whole
Sorry, mama.
So he was been locked up since 1991. Here it is, 2012. The world between 91 and today is not even remotely close.
Oh, yeah.
Like, at all. The smartphone was just, it
wasn't a thing.
it wasn't even heard of. Flip phones weren't even
I don't
there
think
yet.
bag phones were even there yet.
Right.
I mean,
exactly.
maybe right on the cusp, but...
Like, I'm like, man, all I can say is you better be a fast learner, bro.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even the clothes ain't the same. Don't put them
Right.
clothes back on.
Not
That
even
was-
just that, but the social skills that you develop. Wow, still doing it, huh? The social skills you develop in 20 years, you know, to even stay on the same level as your peers, that's going to be a completely different story out in the real world
Right.
versus being locked up. Like, you're not going to have the same ability to properly communicate with people the way that you need to in order to continue to build on your life.
It's going to be a massive adjustment. Talking from inmates all day to talking to people out in the world that's never even been locked up.
Yeah.
So, from your experience working in the prison, how many people do you think go in, you know, for whatever reason and then come out knowing God? Like, how many people find Christ in a prison?
Almost everybody. They all find Christ, Muslims. They all find religion in there.
That's fair.
You know, but it's easy to have religion in there. Now, bringing it to the outside.
There's less distraction for the most
Right.
part. Yeah.
Bringing it to the outside is where the struggle is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In there, you can learn the entire Bible, but applying it is something completely different. You know what I mean? You're making me uncomfortable. So, but and that's the truth, you know. And it's I once heard someone say that, you know, when they told you that knowledge is power, they lied to you, because applied knowledge is power.
Mm-hmm.
And you can have all the knowledge in the world, but if you ain't
Ooh.
doing nothing with it, it don't matter
Preach.
what you know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know how many people done died and took ideas and everything with them to the grave. Doesn't matter what you know if you're not applying anything.
Big facts.
You know?
Don't just be readers of the word, be doers of the word.
Right.
I'm gonna need you to repeat this at work tomorrow.
There's so many people that need to hear it, but
You know
I
what
can
you're doing,
repeat
but
it
you just
right
gotta
now
do
if you'd like to.
nah, it's all right. It's all right. But and that's the truth, man. It's crazy. We can know anything. You can know, like there's people. Like I remember I was talking to somebody. This dude, he's a pastor, or says he's a pastor. He ended up like cheating on his wife and all this other stuff.
Well, they're people too, you know.
And I was talking to him about. We was talking about the word, and I was telling him something out the Bible, and he was like, "Well, where is it in the Bible?" I said, "I don't know the exact verse, but you know it's in there." And he was like, "Well, if you can't tell me where the verse is, then it don't
Well, let me
matter what
Google
you're
it real
saying."
quick, and I'll get
I'm
back
like,
at
it
you.
doesn't matter, but you know it's in there.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing is you rejecting what I'm telling you right now, but you know it's in there because I can't tell you the exact verse on where it is. You know what I mean? You can't tell me where it says in the penal code that you can't kill, but you know it's in there.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? But people don't.
Facts.
Man, but if you know it's in there, apply that. I don't care if I can tell you exactly where the verse is.
Yeah.
But we know it's there.
Big facts.
You know what I mean? Even the
that.
law tells you ignorance of the law will not save you.
God, this guy, bro.
Why are you not behind a pulpit? I swear.
For real.
But
I don't know. A lot of people don't want to hear what I have to say.
I think you got a lot of life experience that needs to be heard, and that's why we started a podcast. Because there's things. I mean, like you've gotta grow up through life, hearing other people's perspectives,
Right.
and hopefully there's a way that even if we don't save people, like hopefully our stories in this podcast, we can touch lives in some way that make them feel like they have a friend or, somewhere to retreat to or something to listen to make them forget whatever bullcrap they're going through.
Right.
But I asked that stuff in the beginning to ask, like, these people that are in prison finding religion, what kind of positive changes do you see in their life? Or do you think that it really makes a difference?
For some, yeah. I'm not going to tell you that there's people that just get religion then leave and they forget everything they have, because there are those, but then the smaller numbers are smaller, but there's people that do take it home with them, and they're willing to go through the struggle of people not wanting to listen to them and come home and try to make a difference in the youth. But then they're stuck in that vicious circle of, I'm trying to tell you, I'm trying to help you. Yeah. I'm trying to tell you what this life is like, but you got to learn it on your own because you clearly not listening.
Yeah.
There's people that just have to put their hand in that fire. But yeah, it is.
This is hot. This is hot.
But yeah, it's a small percentage of people, man. But like I said, there's definitely people that go in prison and make a huge life change.
That's dope.
And they there's a lot of opportunities in prison though. I mean, they got schools, CDLs. There's a guy. It's for truck drivers, but there's a guy that he worked in the leather shop, and he was making so much money in this leather because they get paid for it. He was making so much money that he paid taxes. He even paid his child support, all from right there. Now he's out, and he makes custom seats for motorcycles, and he has like a business that's making hundreds of thousands a year.
Wow.
Just doing
That's
custom
incredible.
leather work for motorcycles. That dude worked and changed his complete life around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a beautiful thing.
Frost, why don't you tell the people how much you like leather?
Leather.
Leather. Uh-oh.
Like the leather.
Is there a story that I don't know about?
I don't think so.
I'm so confused right
Zarek,
now.
put your shirt back on. Jesus.
Why? Y'all are gonna have these people like, why is Zarek sitting there with his shirt off?
So I think he's the green light.
Oh, wow, man. You realize... Okay, sorry. I'm going to have to talk to somebody that's not on a microphone right now. You realize that we're shooting a podcast, right?
He keeps
Like, I'm not
asking
trying to be... I'm
random
really not being a
questions.
douche. Like, I'm asking you, like, this... Like, we record, so we have to talk into microphones. And then, like, we keep them clean with these mic covers.
Basically, he's just saying, if you want to say anything to Zarek or to myself, whisper. Because I think it's picking up in the mic.
Yeah,
and-
or just say it into the microphone.
yeah.
Like
yeah.
the podcast is a recorded conversation, and we were more than glad to have you be a part. Like, God, that made me sound like such a jerk.
He said, Kobe maniac.
You can either use my mic, or if you like Zarek better than me, you can use his mic.
That look
Make
on
sure
his
you
face.
put your mouth real close to his mouth and
That's-
talk into it.
Yeah.
Now they're like, okay, he's putting his mouth close to another guy's mouth with his shirt off.
Yeah.
And he's underage, so I'm going to jail either way.
Well, at least you know what it's like, I guess.
I think I'd survive. I think
Yeah,
I'd be
you're
all
kind
right.
of a big dude. Like, even if you weren't intelligent like you are, like street smart and whatever, like you're a brilliant dude. If you weren't that, you're still a big burly dude, and I feel like you're intimidating in that way.
I think I'd
I'd
survive.
be like,
Yeah.
I'm not really gonna mess
I'll
with
be
that guy
like,
because
let's
he gonna
get
beat
it.
my ass.
Let's get it. If we doing it, we doing it all the way, completely. Like,
I got in a fight once.
I want to hear this story.
I got punched in the stomach real hard, and then I cried, and I went home.
That was it, huh?
That was it.
He punched me in the stomach, and I went home.
Yeah, I'm not a fighter.
I can't.
I'm a lover, but don't touch me.
I have been beat up. I've been beat up. I remember in the 6th grade, I fought this guy. I'm a big guy, but I'm not tall. This dude, we're in the 6th grade. This dude's already 6 feet.
That's not
Like,
fair.
And I remember him just wailing on me, and I remember swinging, but I couldn't reach him, like, at all. You know, I never could reach his face, nothing. And I remember the cement was uneven, so I'm backing up, and I tripped. And I remember this dude kicked me so hard, I stood back up. He kicked me so hard, bro. I stood back up.
You
and
bounced off the ground like a
I bounced
weeble
off
wobble?
his- off his foot.
He never made it to the ground.
like,
He was stumbling and got
Oh,
kicked.
that boy
God.
kicked me hard. And like by that time, the principal grabbed me, and I was just thinking, like, dang.
He saved my life.
No. He saved
Like-
the other dude's life.
Like, dang.
He was about to
But
break
we
him off like a
became-
twig.
We became like best friends after that.
No kidding.
Yeah. Like
Why are
in
guys like that?
ISS.
Why are dudes like that?
Like in ISS, like the very next day, we became like best friends.
I don't get it. I like, even as a kid, like I've never been like a huge shocker, a manly man, or like whatever. Like I've always been like, I grew up with, hanging out primarily with my aunt, my cousin who was a girl, and my sister and my grandma. Like it was just women. So I don't know. I was never in sports, contact sports. Don't freaking touch me. And I didn't get like that kind of dude camaraderie. You know what I
Right.
mean? And I remember being in PE in high school, and these two dudes straight up, they were like pissed off at each other. God knows why. They full on had a fist fight in the locker room. And then after one picked himself off the floor, they shook hands and they were like, all right, we cool. Like,
Yeah. Well, because that's
what is that?
Because the saying, like, real recognizes real, like, and it's almost like a respect thing. Like, the fact that I know you're willing to lay it all out there with me on this line. If we're gonna do that, and we're willing to lay it all out there. Win, lose, or draw, you can't help but have respect for that person, whether you beat the crap out of them or not. They keep getting up. You have no choice but to respect it.
So would you do that when you were a professional boxer?
Do what?
Would you like dap them up after?
Yeah, it was all love.
That's weird because I remember you telling me that like you didn't care about them.
I did in the moment, but after the fight, it's a whole different story, man.
Well, I mean, yeah, especially when it's a job.
Yeah,
That's-
Like, you
Yeah.
got to put on a show.
It's crazy because I remember I was reading this post the other day from Mike Tyson, and he was talking about how different it is when he was fighting to now.
It was a lot different when I was fighting.
Yeah.
When he was fighting, he says, he's like, fighters today are businessmen. He said, I was a killer.
Ooh.
I was just out to
That's
kill.
why he
I
out there
wasn't-
biting people's ears off, right?
Yeah. He was just out to demolish. Like,
Dang.
and he did,
Yeah.
I mean,
is that kind of how the kind of fighter that you were, like a Mike?
when I remembered like thinking to myself, and I was like, man, everybody I fight, I want them to question life. Like,
Ooh, wow.
yeah, like that's how I am. Anybody, whether we are at a bar or whatever after this fight, I want him to question like, "Dang, is this really what I do want to do with my life?" Like,
I wish people could see your stance when someone wants to fight you. How you just kind of rest your hands on top of your stomach.
on my,
I mean, sorry.
I'm fixing that.
Oh, like
I'm
this?
fixing that.
Yeah.
That he
Yeah.
crosses one hand over
Yeah.
the other like a regal
He's
motherfucker.
like, I don't know if you really want to do
Just-
this.
You know, because I'd rather talk to you, man. I'd rather you know your consequences.
You know,
Yeah,
the cool
what
thing
he's
about
doing when he does that is he's holding one of his fists back. He's holding
Yeah,
that strong
yeah.
one back. He's like, I
I'm
ain't
just-
finna.
That's just how I am. I'd rather talk to you and let you know, like, hey, this is
Mhm.
the way. I've already fought you 10 times in my head while we're talking, and I won every time. I just want you to know. I see this going so many different ways, and you lose
Sherlock
every time.
Holmes it. You're seeing equations
it's
going
just
on your
going
head.
down.
You're seeing his head bounce off the floor.
So if we were to fight,
I need everybody to listen. The guy that keeps interrupting. He's like what 120 soaking wet. He's like tiny.
I weigh 130 pounds and I'm 14 years old and I'm like 5'7".
Tiny.
He got an inch on you, but
But-
you're still
Right.
gonna get squished.
But if we were to fight, how many times would I win in your mind?
Not once. Not once. Yeah.
He said, "Are you sure?"
I'm so positive. I wouldn't, man. I don't know.
You know, the cool thing about Zarek that I've figured out is that for Zarek, like he honestly, I truly believe that he wants everyone to be successful. But if you piss him off, like if you make him mad,
You
like,
will know
all
that.
of that,
Or if you throw it a
yeah,
football
all
at
of
the
that
back
goes
his
out.
head.
All of that goes out the window. But at the end of the day, he has a big heart. He's a to me, he's a big teddy bear.
Yeah, I don't mind you knowing. I
Yeah,
don't
y'all are
like
always squeezing each other in a weird way.
It's hilarious.
That brotherly love.
Bro, we have a great team where I work, and I love the team I work with. I mean, of course, every team has bad apples.
So would you compare your team to the 2001 Lakers?
It would be more like the 96 Bulls.
Oh boy.
And so who would you like compare
I'm
yourself
going
to?
with the 96 Bulls.
I know, but who would you compare yourself to on the 96 Bulls? Like what player?
Oh, man. I think I'm going to go with Jordan.
I feel like you're kind of like a Dennis Rodman. In
You
a
know,
way.
Dennis Rodman was a beast. I mean, nobody was touching that man in the paint.
Yeah, I'll give you the Dennis Rodman. I'll second that one.
You'll second that one?
Yeah.
I'm more like a Barbara Streisand or Julie Andrews.
Oh, my God.
Oh,
Wow. Well, people are going to be so confused.
For real.
Or they'll be well rounded and they'll get it.
They're
And I'm
getting-
hoping for the second one. Because if you're stupid, don't listen to this podcast.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's another podcast I listen to, and they always tell people if you drive a really nice car or listen to EDM music, turn it off.
Turn it off.
Don't listen to this podcast.
You do not. This is not for you. Which brings
Oh,
up
well,
another
then.
point. Everything is not for everybody.
That is big
And
facts.
sales is
Real.
not for everybody.
Real.
Customer service is not for everybody.
Mm.
Oh, man. If you lose it easy, don't even think about it.
Oh, yeah.
Don't even think about it.
Thanks. I've been practicing.
Do it again.
No, I'm good.
All right, don't worry about it.
You can hit the
I
hit the
don't worry
rewind
about it.
15 seconds button. on the app.
I just want to say that. So yesterday, I lost my girlfriend. Like we broke up.
Oh, I was like, she
died?
I got
Y'all
real sad
broke
for a
up?
second.
Yeah, we broke up.
Why? Tell me about this, man.
Because he didn't have enough followers on Snapchat.
It's kind of like a misunderstanding.
Okay. Is it something that we've talked about before?
Oh no,
Because I remember me and you had a conversation before, and I feel like you didn't listen.
no, I listened to you, bro.
Okay. So talk to me.
So I'm gonna just keep it short and simple. So everyone knows the Croc Center.
Right.
I go and hoop, and when I go hoop, I go hoop. You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
You in there.
I'm in there like putting in work. And
Yeah.
so my ex shows up. And so basically my girlfriend thought that I had made plans with my ex to hang out
Man.
secretly.
Dang.
And then today, like, I just heard the news of my childhood hero. So, like,
Dang.
so much,
I want to
tragedy
know
happened.
when you think your childhood ended.
Yeah.
My childhood ended probably when I was about 12.
12.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why is that? Talk to me.
Well, I mean, I was 12 when I was about the 5th grade. So I kind of consider pre-K through 5th grade my childhood.
Dang.
And then 6th grade through 8th grade, kind of like my teenage years.
Okay.
And so freshman year, right now I'm a grown man.
Oh,
Oh man. That's hilarious. You can't take this guy serious. But I'm a grown man. I don't pay no bills, but I'm a grown man. I don't even do my own grocery shopping. That's hilarious.
That's very hilarious.
What's up?
Oh, I was wondering what you were. I thought you were like.
Oh, I'm just adjusting levels.
I thought you was finna cue in some music or something.
Oh,
I
should
didn't
I?
know what was happening. No,
I
didn't.
got some ready to go.
Do you?
Cue in some music and we all do. Cue in some music and we all do a duet.
No. No. And then you choose.
That's not good. Well, things are falling apart here, so I think that's a good time to wrap it up.
If you could compare yourself to a singer, Zarek.
Ooh,
what
this I
singer
gotta
would that
hear.
be?
To a singer?
Yeah.
Oh man. Dang, that's deep. I don't know. Michael Jackson was my favorite singer.
Can you
Michael
hit them, Can you hit
Jackson.
them high notes though?
I can't though.
I mean,
I never.
have you tried?
One thing in my life I've never been able to do is sing. I couldn't. I mean, it's embarrassing how bad I can sing.
Just try.
I can't do that.
Just try.
I'm not.
Like, if you try, I'll try.
I could put a track on right now.
I'm not doing
You can
it,
sing
man.
to it.
No, I'm tone deaf. Like I am the definition of karaoke.
I think you should at least try.
I'm not doing it.
Can you say,
Peer pressure.
"Ah,"
Peer
you
pressure.
Get one of them up, get one of them up there, boys.
Bro, but I'm Luther Vandross in the shower though. I'm cold in
I'm
the
trying,
shower.
I'm trying to hear that.
I don't believe it. I've heard like you hear the way you talk, right? Like you hear your voice.
I can't sing,
I feel like you
man.
got one of them. Oh yeah, like you got that.
No, man.
You got that
I'm
soul
telling
from
you,
way
I'm
back.
horrible. Like it's embarrassing. And I remember it like growing up, I tried to join the choir. Right. I tried to join the church choir and it was just I just knew within myself it wasn't gonna work out. But they were so nice about it though.
So you got cut first day.
First they didn't even cut me. I just like look,
Cut yourself.
I just you know what? I'm going home.
I cut myself once.
He was like, "This ain't the calling that God had for
Yeah,
me."
I'm
He's
going
to sing.
Yeah. Oh, I'm out of here.
Just so everyone does know, though, my boy Hunter, he got them
you
vocals.
Yeah, he do got them
Stop.
vocals.
He got
so.
them vocals.
Y'all better
man.
stop.
That boy can play instruments. He got them vocals though. Go ahead, hit him a
I'm
little
also super gassy. We might want to clear the room.
bit. No.
That's actually one of the instruments he plays.
And we're back to buttholes.
Here we go.
No. Okay, so we are about at the hour mark. Jacob, I want to thank you for coming onto the show. It was
No
super
problem.
dope. I
Thank you
appreciate
for
you
having
sharing
me.
your story, man. That's awesome.
Yes, sir. I appreciate y'all having me.
Heck yeah. Well, you'll probably come back eventually, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. Part
Yeah.
2, baby.
Okay.
We're gonna definitely have Frausto on.
Bad boys for life.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
we
definitely.
need to go watch that. Hey,
I'm
I just
down.
want to let everybody know, be prepared because me and Mr. Kennedy are going to
Well,
be
you could
doing.
say it right.
What is
It's Kanady.
Kennedy?
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
whole time, I've been so deceived.
I thought we were friends.
Why did y'all start this podcast?
Why is
together?
it spelled like that?
Why is your shirt still off?
It's still off.
So let me let these people know. Like, we're going to be doing movie reviews. Me, I'm a huge geek. Everybody knows that. Like, I'm all about comic books. Marvel has a lot of stuff coming out. So
Heck yeah.
definitely be prepared. Did you just take a picture of my elbow?
Oh, that's weird, Jaden. So another thing that we might do is actually record a podcast while we're watching a movie. It's going to be a super long one, maybe about 2 hours.
Bro,
But-
you can do that.
Yeah. Well, we can't play the audio through the podcast, but we can tell people how to sync it up. So
Oh,
we can
wow,
do
that's
like a
dope.
live commentary,
That'd
which is
be
something
cool.
I've always wanted to do. It's going to be dope.
Oh, that is going to be dope.
Yeah. But anyway, we're going to have more stuff coming up soon. Eventually we'll get our shirts and things made.
Yes, so you can put
So-
my
I'm
face
trying to get a shirt.
on your chest.
Put my face on your chest.
Yeah.
But anyway, so in order to make this happen, we need everybody like who listens and enjoys this to share it with your friends, with your family, put it on social media, really blast this thing out so we can get something awesome going here. Because we can't do it without listeners like you.
Right. We believe in you.
So yeah, Jacob, do you have any social media that you want people to follow you on?
Yes. Currently, though, just so y'all know, I usually do a first month of every year. I give it to the Lord. So I'm currently fasting from social media. But if you do want to find me on social media, Facebook, Jacob Frausto, Instagram, Jacob Frausto 3, and Snapchat, FrostTheBoss3.
I just want everybody to know that Jacob Frausto is the king of shoes, by the way.
Oh yeah, and that cool line that you shave in the side of your head.
Hey, that's what it is. If
Ooh,
y'all
should
ever
I-
did a YouTube video, bro, y'all gotta come check out
That
the
picture I
closet.
took of you yesterday, I'm gonna put on the podcast Instagram. Be like, this is our guest this week.
Hey.
Bro,
What?
never mind. Bro,
Give your shout out.
All right, Jaden, where can they
Yeah, I
find
gotta
you
go
on
get this.
social?
Y'all can find little bitty Jaden too. That's what we're calling little bitty Frausto.
My social media is I don't have Facebook because I feel like that's more for like adults. So
Wait, I thought you
Back
said you
to
were an
it.
adult
I'm a
at 12.
y'all didn't hear that, but my Instagram is Jaden. But you see, people don't know how to spell my name.
why
So,
don't you hit them with them?
It's
alphabet?
JADEN and then underscore Frausto. People don't know how to spell Frausto. FRAUSTO. And my Snapchat is capital J Den underscore 8924. And that's all I have to say.
All right. Before we get to us, I just wanted to say one more quick shout out to Katie, who designed our artwork. Her Instagram is at KThanksArt, KayThanxArt. She's a bomb.
She is awesome.
Go
guys.
commission her, give her some money, and let her make you something cool. Zarek, where can they find you online?
Actually, right now I'm in the process of merging my three together. So
Ooh,
once I get those
good
names
choice.
changed, we're gonna toss it out there.
All right. In the meantime, you can always follow us on Twitter at IDK Bro Podcast. Hit us up.
We're gonna
On
definitely put the links to our social medias.
Oh,
on
for
that
sure.
as well.
For
So,
sure. I don't know, bro. Podcast at gmail.com. If you need to send us a message, ask us some questions. We actually have a phone line dedicated to the podcast. It's 210-420-2373. You can send text messages, questions, calls. We might play your voicemail on the podcast. Who knows?
And there will be Q&As. So if you have any questions you want to ask us, shoot them to us, and we can definitely answer those questions.
All right. And my name is Hunter. You can find me at Hey It's Oho on everything. HEYITSOHO. And you guys have a killer rest of your week. We'll see you next Friday.
Later, people. Love you guys.